I'm Cheree Ramirez with Children's Services Council of Martin County. I'm in another seat today because I am with Eddie Arguelles, the one, the only, the impact maker of Martin County and the Florida Podcast.Studio. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm recognizing Eddie as a Business of Benevolence.
That was really sweet. When you sent me that message, I'm like, I knew what the word meant, but I was like, oh man, that's really sweet.
Yeah, I haven't done a Business of Benevolence highlight in quite some time because, time just gets away from you. But there are so many wonderful businesses out there.
Agreed.
And individuals who just make an impact here in Martin County and are so driven to make the world a better place. And you are definitely one of those people.
Thank you.
I met Eddie back in 2019, because I danced in 2018. You danced in 2019. I was a co-mentor with the lovely Sean Kelly, the one and only.
Incomparable.
I'm coming for
she
you,
needs
Sean.
To be
I'm
on
coming
here.
for you because you are an amazing woman.
That woman has all kinds of stories, and it's going to be fun to talk to her.
Yes, I cannot wait to talk to her.
Yeah.
But I'm here with you today, and he did Dancing with the Martin Stars, and he has a Mirror Ball trophy.
I do.
You dance with the beautiful Marianella.
And she's exceptional.
You danced the tango, and
we did a tango slash salsa
with a mix.
Yes, a combo.
It was saucy.
It was a lot of fun, especially like that ending where I was just like, boom, and it just kind of propelled her, and it was a lot of fun.
So, Eddie, I just wanted to be able to have the opportunity to let Martin County know, and whoever else decides to watch this wonderful Business of Benevolence highlight, who you are and your why, and why you give back to the community so willingly.
Well, you really nailed it in the beginning where you said that this is a community that really has a lot of philanthropic, helpful, well-intentioned, very involved people here, whether they're individuals or businesses. And that's something that stuck out with me. And I'll be honest, it's something that I thought would be a great place for me to, when I moved here from Chicago many years ago, would be a great place to kind of follow that. And I envisioned myself, although in the beginning, obviously, when I moved here, I was still a very busy young dad and trying to, run businesses and get all that started and get my foot settled into this area. But then, I envisioned a time where I would be able to be in a position where I could share with others because I knew some things, and it would be nice to be able to share that so that other people can leverage it, learn from it, and benefit from it. And so that's kind of the way I've kind of moved through life, especially, in these last 10, 15 years where it's been a little bit easier to do that, right? Mm-hmm. And now that recently a empty nester, that is another springboard into doing a little bit more and having that flexibility and being proud of what I've accomplished so far and be able to do even more. So, yeah.
Kind of how Florida Podcast.Studio came about, right? You becoming an empty nester?
It's exactly right. This place was only meant to be, and I affectionately refer to it as my man cave. It was only supposed to be something for me to kind of tinker with cameras and put out some content. And as my businesses grew, one of them really relates to specifically helping other entrepreneurs and in a consulting role where they can build their businesses via specifically video marketing strategies. And so, yeah, this was my little test bed. But it eventually became a place where others came to learn and create content and things like that. So it's been a great place. And obviously the opportunity to share it with you.
I have been so grateful into being able to develop these skills and, get a little bit more creative with what I'm able to do for CSC and for myself. I thank you so much for even reaching out to me and offering.
Well, I've always been fond of you ever since we met, and when you were helping me with the Dancing with the Stars. And I was like, I'm glad we stayed connected, and I wanted to reach out. And then once I had more conversation with you, I realized, this is probably something that you would benefit from. And then, of course, I knew all of the community mindset you had, this love for your community that you wanted to continue to share. So the space that you've decided to work in and participate in obviously just lends itself to me wanting to say, how can I contribute to what you're doing to amplify your efforts and the efforts of those people that you're working with?
Well, I just have no words for how grateful I am, really, for this opportunity, because I feel like it was a calling for me to be here. And actually, you know what's really funny is I was thinking back this morning as I was preparing for this interview.
Yeah.
I looked through my social media history, and today, 3 years ago, you did a photo shoot with me. You were one of my models.
I did?
At the airport. Do you remember that?
Why don't I remember? Oh, yes. That's of course. That's right. And
Yeah.
I brought my dog.
You did.
That's
and
right.
he was a model as well.
That's right.
And he was the cutest.
Yeah, poor Winston. He passed away, I don't know, about 6 months ago. I miss him so much. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to be able to do that. I drew a blank on that for a moment.
It's like, no, I didn't.
That's what happens when you're 50.
You definitely we were looking pretty dapper, as always.
We were looking the part.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that was fun.
Me barking and screaming orders, yeah, I like this one. Pose,
Yeah.
I like to be in control sometimes.
You were in charge, for sure. You were absolutely in charge. I was just there to smile and nod my head and say, yeah, okay, where do you want me to stand?
Yeah, and you did smile. And
I did.
So dashing.
Thank you.
This Eddie. Well, also, I wanted to ask your why you decided to dance in Dancing with the Martin Stars for Martin County Healthy Start Coalition.
Well, I was the broker of Engel & Volker Stewart at the time with my partner John at the time, and we were just kind of getting started in that, and I felt like it was the right opportunity to, from a selfish perspective, start to brand a little bit more, who I was, because I was still relatively unknown, because I was born and raised here. So that, and the fact that as a family, we've always grown up with music and dancing and everything like that. So, and then obviously the most important element of those three, I would say, is the ability to give back. And obviously an organization that gives back to moms and babies specifically was really kind of near and dear to my heart. I was raised by a single mom, and so she did an absolutely phenomenal job, as hard as that can be, but she did. I love her to death, and she's actually right now traveling in Mexico, just kind of traveling everywhere with her two sisters, because they're retired too. So the three of them are like three amigos, and they're just enjoying life, cheering cocktails and all kinds of, doing great trips and sending me awesome pictures. But anyway, she's phenomenal, and so I have wonderful memories of being raised in that type of capacity, and then obviously anytime we can support moms and ensuring that babies can be born, raised, and grow up in an environment that is well supported by not only by their strong mothers, but also as a community to fill in those gaps that they may need to really blossom and become wonderful, beautiful little humans. So those kinds of things just really just resonated with me. So it's like it was a no-brainer. And it was fun to raise. It was fun to raise the funds for them, and it was fun to practice with Marianella, who was exceptional, and very patient trainer.
Yes, she is very patient.
Yes.
She had me in 2021 for the 10-year anniversary. Mari, I love you. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with me.
Yeah, Mariela is she's wonderful, and so it really didn't take much. What I was surprised by, I will say, is the amount of practicing you had to do in order to get it right. But it all paid off in the end, because we had fun, and we happened to win the mirror ball for the dancing part.
I'm gonna have to get a photo of you posing with that as well.
Yeah. Those clips are out there.
So September 23rd this year, they just announced the new dancers for Dancing with the Martin Stars. I'm mentoring again.
Wonderful.
But, the wonderful Nikki Lacera. You're going to want to see her and Brian Spector's performance. Whatever they put together is going to be completely fabulous.
They haven't picked their music yet?
I don't think so. It's still very fresh. So I think I just told her today that I was her mentor, and so it's still very fresh. Cool. And everyone was just announced, but I'm super excited because Martin County Healthy Start is near and dear to my heart. But did you know that they had the David Carno Father Resource Center?
I did not.
Yeah. So, and not just Healthy Babies, but the Father Resource Center that they have helps fathers as well with, helping them learn how to be the best dad that they can be, and helping them with legal aspects and just so many different things. It's a great resource for our community.
I'm glad that you're mentioning that, because obviously it's going to be helpful for others that are watching this video to know that resource exists.
Mm-hmm.
But because that's tends to be overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Tends to be overlooked for many reasons. Most of them legitimate and totally make sense. But I love that, because sometimes dads really do go at it alone in many capacities, and so to have that support for them is really important. And I know how well-intentioned a lot of dads are,
mm-hmm.
so to have that support system in place is fantastic. I wasn't aware of that. That's great.
Yeah. So even some of the funds that you raised probably went to the David Carnot
That's
Resource
awesome.
Center. Yeah,
that's awesome. I love it.
So CSC also funds them as well, but I know that you have two beautiful girls,
mm-hmm.
and they're off in college. And actually, didn't one just graduate from
Well,
college?
no, they're both off on their own. The first one, they're only a year apart. The first one went to San Diego to pursue a career in hospitality, but she's also going to school at the exact same time. And then my younger, who's 19, she happens to be home already for the summer. She's attending UF.
Okay.
And we were talking about her doubling up on her schooling, and she should be able to graduate with her master's in the same 4 years that you would earn a bachelor's. I was like, wow. And it's not so much that she's doubling up on classes, but she just took so many advanced classes early on in high school that mm-hmm. it just kind of all helped her make it a lot easier to get it done.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So she's really benefiting from that. And they're doing great.
I love it. Great. So another thing, are you still doing real estate? That's the big question, right? You said everyone's been asking you, are you still doing real estate?
That's so funny that you brought that up again. Because it is true, and it's happening more and more. And I like to think I'm out there talking about real estate a lot, but I'm having conversations where people are approaching me and they're asking me, I said, are you still doing real estate? Because I talk about other things as well. Mm-hmm. I've been in real estate for 20 years, so everything runs its course, and not because I've stopped, but because other things become available to me, other mm-hmm. things become of interest to me. I'm in a position where I can leverage other things and learn about other things and devote other times to other things that I'm interested in and passionate about. So yes, you'll find on my social media, I'll talk about various different topics. And so because I have now this buffet of conversations, people tend to think that, real estate has fallen on the wayside. But no, actually it hasn't at all.
Didn't you just post something about a $3.2 million home?
We did. So that's definitely an example of we're still in real estate.
He's still in real estate, guys.
Still very much in real estate. But what we've done is thank you for bringing that one up. We've not so much for promoting that specific listing, but what we've done is I've taken a really unique, I think it's unique, take on courting new business and serving our customers, whether they are, in this particular case, it's a developer, but whether it's Mr. and Mrs. Jones trying to sell their home or a large-scale developer. This take of, we've become here at InfluenceRE, which is the mothership company which holds the Podcast.Studio and the mm-hmm. real estate company and my consulting as well, but the ability, because of the way we market nowadays is, and I don't want to get off track because I'm sure you have some questions, but I just kind of wanted to put a little emphasis on this, is that the real estate sales, that portion, the coming to you to represent you to sell your house or help mm-hmm. you buy a house, is just one portion of what we do. We are really officially a marketing company first. Mm-hmm. And from there, we offer these other services inside of that. So when we approach a developer or a customer, especially of a high-end property, we explain to them that we lead first with marketing. We lead first with exposing the asset, which in this case tends to be a piece of real estate. We start with that first. And of course, yes, we're going to list your home and we're going to take pretty pictures and shoot video and things like that to sell it. And I'm a astute, experienced real estate professional of over 20 years, so you're getting all of that. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, what we're doing is we're leveraging the way we communicate and the way we market ourselves as a business, but also your asset, meeting your home, yep. in a very contemporary today manner, so that we can leverage all that traffic, drive the most interest, and have more people coming to you to want to buy your home. But of course, from a selfish perspective as well, that brings a lot of attention to us as a company and drives interest as to what we're doing and how we're doing it differently. So that's kind of been my reason, one of my main reasons for when I went independent earlier at the end of the year, 2022, where I went independent and launched InfluenceRE Real Estate, was because I needed to be able to do things that are not commonplace, that because of my experience, I've learned are really value adds to the way we serve our customers.
Well, you know what's really great is I see all of your videos. I follow you on Instagram. I follow you on YouTube and Facebook. So can you please share and let our viewers know where to follow you?
That's relatively easy, although my name isn't easy. But if you go to EddieArguelles.com, that will...
Remember when I first started and I butchered your name every single time?
And you've done great, by the way.
I've gotten it.
Because when I hear you sitting here talking to people interviewing, I will overhear you saying it, and I say, "Oh, she's got it great."
I don't even remember what I was saying before, but I don't even want to put that back in my head to mess me up. But Eddie Arguelles.
That's right. Perfect.
Also, I do want to bring up, I remember you've gone out to Vegas a few times to give your influencer speeches in front of groups of hundreds, thousands of people.
I've had the opportunity to do that. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It's fun to bring knowledge to other people. And when you move around through life, you tend to move around in your own bubble because it's just like this. You're within your own thoughts, and you're thinking that everybody's having similar ideas, or of course people are talking about that, or of course they know about that to that certain degree that you know about it. But the fact of the matter is, it's not. You're living in this bubble, and there are likely a lot of people outside of that bubble that would love to know what you're doing, thinking about, achieving, and that could help them in their direction, whatever they might be trying to do. So when I started to really become very conscious of that, I'm like, well, and I'm fortunate to have a lot of great business relationships. And so when I engage with them, they're like, yeah, I'm doing this. You're obviously always exchanging ideas and having conversation. They say, yeah, Eddie, would you mind coming and talking about them? I'm like, sure. So it's been a lot of fun putting presentations together in terms of, marketing tactics that are not necessarily real estate specific, but that would be very helpful for small businesses, entrepreneurs, and even larger businesses, because these things kind of carry over in terms of, their use and their execution and how successful someone could use it.
That's awesome. So I'm just wanting to, again, recognize Eddie.
Thank you.
As a business of benevolence, an individual of benevolence, he's just a rock star, and we are so blessed to have him here in Martin County. Thank you for allowing us to use the Florida Podcast.Studio for Children's Services Council of Martin County.
It's really my pleasure, my family's pleasure, from the bottom of our heart. Anything that we have that we can do to help further the community, I'm all in.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And you can see it. You can see us. You can watch us on our YouTube channel, CSCMC. And follow Eddie.
Thank you, my dear.
Have a great day, guys. Thanks, Eddie.